Welcome to WhoDooTV. Hey guys, what's going on? It is June 12th. We're talking new comic books for June 13th. We got a whole lot of action packed, lots of good stuff to talk about because comics has been pretty busy in the last week, especially for a Valiant fan. But let's get started with some introductions. I'm Hoosier, and I got my buddy online.
Hey, it's the Bald Moose. I'm back again.
Thank you for making it again, dude. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. So it's been a fairly busy week. Unfortunately, like it didn't happen earlier, we had to wait a full week to talk about it now, was the Valiant Beyond got introduced on last Thursday. What are your thoughts, man?
Dude, that whole lineup is going to be stellar. I'm really excited about what they have. Of course, the best part is we get some Livewire fallout. We get a little bit of a prequel, or at least a sneak peek. I like to point out that I do believe it was Matt Kent who wrote the Zero issue, or maybe it was Lemire, I can't quite remember, one of the two, who talked about about Bloodshot getting his memories and how eventually the scientist that helped him get it died. Well, I don't know if this is exactly exploring that portion, but that's what it kind of seems like to me. And Incursion is going to be one of those books where I think it's going to be just a lot of the dead side. A lot of people are confused and they're saying, oh, well, we're going to see Divinity.
Okay, let's go one at a time. Let's not do the whole thing at once.
I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. Well, then let's start with Livewire.
Well, we already hit Livewire. Yes, we get Livewire is coming up. And the thing that I'm most excited about this is the creative team. Well, and we're getting a Livewire. It's only a miniseries, but we're getting Livewire in her own book.
True. As soon as it was announced, I reached out to Vita to say welcome to the family. Vita was very cool, very responsive. If you're out there on Twitter, highly suggest you follow and get to know him a little bit. Entertaining, interesting individual. And I think Vita's going to put together a darn good story.
Vita has written, I believe, The Wild is one of the books that Vita's written. That's been
that sounds familiar.
Pretty well received. And yeah, definitely. But you're getting Raul Allen and Patricia Martin. We know they know how to draw and do art for Livewire. We know that. So that's awesome. I think the only thing I would have enjoyed is having Raul Allen, Eric Heiser, but that's okay. We need to get new blood in that, and I like it. So
true, yeah, and I agree. I wish Eric was still around. Alas, things are different now than they were then. So bring on Vita.
Yep.
Let's see Vita throw down and make a killer, basically aftermath story, if you will.
Yeah, I know Vita has done some prior some DC books before, like Supergirl, okay. I believe, I think. Like saying Know the Wilds. Just been around the game, been around a little bit, and now coming over to Valiant to do a cool character like Livewire. The logo, that was the one of like the logos of these books. That's the one I liked.
Out of all the four?
Out of all the four, that was the one I liked. I question, like, why don't you have Raul Allen do a cover if he's already on the art? Because the guy, he kills it in covers too. But ultimately, Livewire comic, yes.
Yes, agreed, 100%. Super looking forward to this.
Yep. And then we go back into what's set up to be in September. We have familiar people on Faith Dreamside, and this is Jody Hauser and MJ Kim. MJ Kim did the Winter Wonderland Faith book, and then of course Jody has done almost everything Faith outside of her connections with Harbinger.
Yeah, and the Winter Wonderland Faith. Jody didn't write that either.
Marguerite Sauvage there, and that's who did the cover on this one here. So.
It'll be interesting to see what Jody brings back to the table. Jody has had an amazing run outside of Valiant. I mean, she had an amazing run inside of Valiant, but outside she has really just started lighting up. And I'd be interested to see if she comes back, brings a touch of darkness to Faith, which I think everybody's kind of yearning for. Not that she needs to be dark, but maybe a touch more serious. And this dream side, this dreamscape, this whatever it is in Animalia, another book maybe tied to the repercussions of Harbinger Wars and the Harbinger Renegade book, number 5. I'm hoping that much. I see, this is something off the top of my head, but I see where Alpha could fit into this book. I don't think that'll happen, but I could see it happening. That would be awesome if it was the case. But just getting in a messed up world, I think that's a good thing. I think Faith in getting in a messed up world is a good thing.
My prediction after seeing this, knowing that, just looking at the cover, knowing where we're at with Harbinger Wars 2, Animalia dies, and Faith is pissed, and yes, she goes to go be with Cronus.
You think Animalia dies?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's got Dr. Mirage. They're trying to deal with the dead side piece, or
no, this is all about the dream side.
Maybe she's in a coma then, okay? She's in a coma.
I think when you look, put the picture back up. Put the picture back up.
Look at that, man. She looks like she's sitting there crying in death in the corner, man. Like she's balled up in the fetal position.
Well, if you think about it,
and she looks like a zombie. Look at all that.
Lack of sleep brings on dementia-style hallucinations, and you can physically, I shouldn't say physically, but mentally kind of lose your mind due to lack of sleep. And so that image tells me that she is trying not to fall asleep, thus having dreams in this in-between world, if you will. And that's where Faith and Dr. Mirage come in to try and save her from that dream side, if you will. But I think she's losing her mind, which is outstanding. Let Animalia have a little PTSD, if you will. Let Animalia be a child and lose it a little bit, because she deserves to. She's been too tough.
She deserves it. She's going down. Then we got Bloodshot's Rising Spirit. Another ongoing. Bloodshot ends at 12, coming up soon with Lemire. And then we get some brand new blood on this with Zach Thompson and Lottie Nadler, with Ken Lashley doing some art. Dudes have been doing lots and lots of books. Those two pretty well known with their Black Mask books, their run with Cable. And I'm kind of vaguely remembering that they may have done Rat Queen, or I'm trying to remember which all ones they've done, but I know the Cable run was really good. And then their Black Mask, and then I believe a couple Aftershock books too, if I remember right.
Another one that I reached out immediately upon hearing the news and instantly started following, and all but begged them to come, both of them, the duo, all three of them, matter of fact, to come to Emerald City, that there would be parades. It may be a one-person parade, but there would be parades for the three of them. I think that could be something that we see come next March, coming to Emerald City Comic-Con. It's something that I think that they, as a trio, want to try and get to, which would be outstanding. I'd love to have them here and get to know them a little better, pick their brains, like we do every year with every artist and author that comes this way.
Right, we catch a lot of them. So we, it's a Valiant thing, right? You become Valiant family type of thing to get that rocking. One that I'm highly anticipating, and it's strictly because of the creators, is the Andy Diggle, Doug Braithwaite insertion. It is probably the one I honestly mostly anticipating. Just because of the creators. I love Diggle's work, and I love Braithwaite's art. And then we got Jeffrey Vergy covers. So
yeah, and he's a local boy. So I was as soon as I saw that, I was super excited about about him getting a cover that's just seems to be the splash of this next big, the next big thing, if you will. I mean, these are all great things, but this is the next big revelation, I guess you could say, next big direction that they're going to be going in. Incursion is not going to be a small thing.
Yep. And
You're
cutting in and out. So, yeah, it is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty big. I think it's another miniseries.
Yeah, I'm just excited about it. I'm excited to see him on top of it.
Yeah, it's really cool for Jeffrey. But Diggle, what he's been doing with Shadow Man, huge speculations on, you know, this obviously being a tie-in to Shadow Man.
Yes, this to me is going to tie into Shadow Man. This is also going to push Dr. Mirage on the front page of a lot of stuff, trying to get her maybe an ongoing, maybe her own mini again. This to me says, I've bested Samiti. I've beaten, oh goodness, now I can't think of his tattooed head. I've beaten all the yeah.
Really
Dark. I've beaten Master Dark. I've bested Samiti. So now I need a new bad guy. So this could be the introduction of a new terror, since both the alien dead side and the human dead side merge. I think we can see a new bad guy.
Who knows, man? I'm excited for it, dude. I hope we get to see something different. I mean, you know, get to see Jack in there in a different realm. So I do like the Voodoo tie-in always. That's one of my favorite things about Shadow Man.
Oh, I agree.
So there's plenty of that to actually be had around the world with it. So score me up on that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And what about you, man? What did you read last week? You get any good reads in last week? No real Valiant books besides Valiant High.
Yeah, I Walking Dead. That's a staple. Going for another big turn there. It's the New World Order 6 of 6 arc, if you will. I enjoyed that because it's a new governor. It's a new bad guy. I don't know the direction they're going to take. It'll be interesting. It has.
Are you into the show?
Pardon?
Are you into the show?
Both of them. Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead. Love them both.
What do you think about the possibility of Rick?
Oh, that's going to happen. Where they go from there, though, I don't know. Could this be a fast forward to the New World Order? There's a possibility. I've heard that. And we could see Rick die in the comic books. We could see Rick die in the TV show. And then it's, you know, mayhem. Who knows? The show may completely steer to the left or to the right and merge with Fear. Total possibilities.
Yeah.
They're not too far away from each other. So that could happen. Have a complete separation from the comic book.
Nice. Walking Dead's always a nice, like you said, a staple to everybody's pool list. So I know there's guys like our buddy Danny Millhouse who's joining the chat. It's one of his ones that he likes. So, and I agree. Can't wait for the Whispers in the show. It was good arcs with the Whispers. So the Whisper War was pretty awesome.
Oh, it was epic. It was huge.
Yep. Anything else that you got on that you read out last week?
Not much that I read, although I will say great conversations about Fallout 76. I'll leave it there. I'm a gamer. I love Fallout. I'm super excited for this new game. And I will be locked in my office. And while I'm not talking to you and I'm not talking football, I'll be playing Fallout 76.
There it is, man.
My wife's going to be mad.
Yeah, the two that I like to call out is Dark Horse had a new Brian Wood title come out, Sword Daughter.
Okay.
Series. Awesome. Love Brian Wood, the way he's writing. I mean, he's just great. I mean, he's even doing RoboCop right now too, which is actually, I was reading RoboCop and I didn't even notice he was on it till the other day. But the thing that I found to be the coolest thing last week that made me the happiest of all is Martian the Manhunter is back at the helm of the Justice League. Scott Snyder, Justice League #1 last week, and I'm ready for Justice League #2 next week. Yeah, so that's all. Don't always read DC, but when I do, it's Martian Manhunter. Yep. Fate one, he's you know what I mean? Like, he's one of my favorite characters in all of comics. In my opinion, the most underrated character in all of comics. But he's solid. So, yeah. Outside of that, I think I'm trying to think. What did I do? Death or Glory #2, killed it, right? So, and then there was a book that you were noticing is getting a bunch of prints. Its third issue was out last week. And I think you said it's #1 and #2 got a bunch of reprints.
Which one was that? Isola?
Yeah.
Yes. Isola #1 is on its 3rd print tomorrow, and the book #2 on its 2nd print tomorrow. That's a pretty massive turnout. People are really gobbling up this book. And it's got me curious where I can go get #1 and #2, and here shortly look for #3. And that's like getting a trade paperback. Bang, bang, bang.
Bam, man. And then we got some Danny's calling out a couple books, and so we'll throw those out there. The ones that we're not going to call out: Flash #48, Hal Jordan #46, Man of Steel 3, Kick-Ass #5, Rose 12, Old Man Logan 41, X-Men Blue #29, New Mutants Dead Souls #4, and actually one that I was going to call out, but thank you for doing it, Danny, is Ballad of Sang #4, Oni Press. That is a cool character, a cool written book. I'm in for it, man.
And I've heard that the X-Men are going to have another book coming out called Fuchsia, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Fuchsia and Mauve, two new series. So.
All right, and you're cutting in and out on us again. One that I'm going to call out is going to be Boom, Grass Kings, hardcover volume 2 with Boom. Chris, I know you got to actually get a cool connection with #1.
Yeah, Emerald City last year, Matt Kent was there specifically for Boom, not Valiant. He was there for not Valiant. But 2 years ago, Matt Kent kicked off Grass Kings at Emerald City Comic-Con. Both him and Tyler were there. They kicked it off 2 years ago. Last year, they were there at a library trying to show that comic books inside of a library is a good thing with hard copy books. They had brought a ton of them with. I was trying to track down Matt for something totally different, and just happened to stumble upon getting myself a hard copy of Grass Kings #1. So I got to hang out with Matt and Tyler 20 minutes, just him and I chatting it up. It was sweet.
They're fun guys, man. Fun guys. Matt, did he do the book burn signature for you?
No, he did not. No, I think that's for mind management only, though. He does that for. Yep. So, but yeah, no. He did draw in the book. Both him and Tyler drew, did a little minor sketch in my book. No burning. No burning. Okay, but he did throw the guy smoking a cigarette. He did draw the guy smoking a cigarette, which is not what the character does. But Matt said today he's going to smoke a cigarette. So that's great. He's a fun guy, man. We got to meet him too. He did that interview with us there. He wasn't there for Valiant, and he's there. I don't know if you guys are out for pre-orders, but one thing you probably want to put in your pre-order right now is Black Badge #1. It's both of them, Tyler Jenkins and Matt Kent, coming out with a new Boom book as well. Since Grass Kings ended, 2 weeks ago, I believe. Grass Kings #15 recently ended. So they are together doing a new book, Black Badge, and those two dudes, solid. Boom. They do a great job there. And so that's something you'd want to put on your pre-order list, guys. So if you haven't done so already. And that's next week, right?
Well, the pre-order, you'd want to get the pre-order
Oh.
in. It's a couple months out, but you'd want to get your pre-order in. I think it's still 2 months out, but yeah. So recommend that. And a Valiant Deluxe Edition hit the shelves tomorrow. Quantum and Woody, number 2, volume 2, book 2, with the delinquencies in this. And the cool thing that they showed is if you flip the dust cover, the dust jacket over, it's a board game that you can play. I believe it was on a couple of the covers of Delinquents. It was an interlocking Delinquents cover, but they made a board game on the back of the dust jacket. So
yes, that they did. Yes, and it looks cool. It's a full-size board game. Pretty darn cool.
Yep, I think I might get it just for that. So I guess I get every deluxe edition, but I might. Yeah, I guess I'll get it. Twisted my arm. There is a couple DC books. Did you have any DC books to call out today?
Man, the biggest one, I think, I got a couple of them. The biggest one in my mind was I wasn't even aware of the book really, because I don't read a lot of DC, but it was David Mack, and it was him on Facebook posting a giveaway. If you did this, jump through this hoop and did a somersault, I don't know what it was, but he was giving away a copy of the 1 in 500 or the 1 in 2, whatever the variant was, of the Batman Prelude to the Wedding. And an amazing, amazing looking cover, as David Mack only does, image on top of image through other images. It was amazing. And then from that, it's just been on my mind nonstop, wanting that image. And that book comes out tomorrow, The Prelude, book number 1 to the Wedding. And kind of curious. I don't have a Batman book right now. So while I don't care too much for the wedding, the Joker's going to be in it. It's going to be back to the root of everything. It may be interesting. It may be something that I pick up and dive into. Why not?
Oh man, I gotta find the cover you're talking about now.
Yeah, that David, it was nice because it has Batman, Catwoman, and then like a handprint or something, some type of design, and in the fingers is the Joker's face, and then you see Batman and Catwoman here, and then the Joker, and it was just like, yes, that is awesome. That is something I would just die to have.
I am absolutely not surprised that David Mack did a nice cover.
I'm trying to think, when was there ever a disappointment from David Mack? Really?
Oh man. Yeah. I guess the only one that's not a disappointment, but it's a would I rather have is his Britannia Lost Eagles of Rome, the number 1. It's just that red with the yellow silhouette. That's all it really is. It's not really fully David Mack. It still looks great. Don't get me wrong. But it's not that David Mack watercolor art that I'm used to and I love.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking about a David Mack for Infidel number 2, where he did a cover, and it was gorgeous. It was watercolors, everything that David Mack does, but it didn't fit the feel of a horror, a horror story like Infidel is. So maybe there is 1 or 2 that are out there, but still, for the most part,
it's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, very rare.
Right. One that I'm going to call out with DC is Hawkman number 1, Rob Venditti, a friend of Valiant, with the first 50-something issues of X-O Manowar. He's moving over to Hawkman, launching out Hawkman. Hawkman number 1 is something on the shelves this week for all you DC fans. Not to be outdone by another number 1. This is Gail Simone coming on the book with Plastic Man number 1. Gail Simone's, phenomenal, but Plastic Man number 1's getting his book, and DC's got a good book. But one that I want to call out with a friend of our show, a friend of ours that we we quite enjoy has got a DC book coming out, and that is The Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 23. Trevor Hairsine on the art with Ryan Wynn doing the inks. Ryan posted some inks, some pencil and inks recently on his Twitter, and they look great. Red Hood and the Outlaws, you know, it's there. So go support some valiant creators with Venditti and Ryan Wynn, Trevor Hairsine on there. So always a good thing.
Yeah, that Red Hood, that looks rich. That looks like some dang nice art.
Have you read much of him before?
No, I have not.
Okay, I think you would enjoy him. I really do. Just that gritty, you know, just awesome. Like, I don't know. He's awesome. He's awesome. Any Marvel call out for you this week?
You know, I didn't have one. I'm sure that you're going to rattle off a couple, but I didn't see anything that grabbed me. How about you?
The only thing that I saw, the only one I'm really going to call out is Thor #1. And maybe because they have that Kirby remastered variant cover there of Thor on the left. Got to give that up for a Kirby cover anytime they throw that out. But for all you good old, you know, Marvel lovers, Marvel zombies, there you go. There's a Thor. They got a couple books out this week, but that was going to be the main one I was going to call out for Marvel. Trying to think. I know they had a couple other ones. Another Deadpool #1, Deadpool Assassin #1 with Colin Bunn. They just had a Deadpool #1 last week. Marvel Rising Alpha. So I mean, there's quite a bit. I mean, as usual, there's a lot of our dudes over at Marvel having a bunch of books out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to move over into Image, man. What do you got over there?
Man, this is a good week for Image. They have got they are fire. As the young people would say, they are fire. They're hot right now.
I must be getting old because I don't hear that.
You don't hear fire? Well, I got kids too, so
okay. Yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah, my kids aren't really kids anymore; they're adults. But yeah, my daughter will use that 2023. Yeah, this is fire, and my son too. He's much more subtle about it, but still. But Weatherman #1, something you've already done a review on. I have not read it. I'm looking forward to reading it starting tomorrow.
Can I spoil it for you?
No.
He's a weatherman.
I will kidney punch you.
He's a weatherman. I just spoiled it.
There you go.
Dude, I honestly, knowing you,
yeah,
I cannot wait. I got to get my facial expression because I cannot wait to have you call me after you've read it. I cannot wait.
It's on.
Oh my god. Oh dude, I want to like videotape it, man. I want to, oh my gosh, I could just imagine your reactions. Guys, it is going to be epic knowing what the Moose's reactions are. You know, he's a big old teddy bear, you know, looks like a big old beast on the outside, but wait till he reads it. It's going to be great. And anybody else. I'm excited for some of the interactions. I got one to call out that is a solid book here. And then I saw that Danny wrote it out. It is The Magic Order. This is Mark Miller, Oliver Coipel. This is one of the Netflix books that is coming out that with through Image. And then, of course, we all know Mark Miller, Miller World. It is the trailer that Netflix put out recently, last week. It looks like a great book. You know, I think anything it gets. It's a short. I think it's a limited series. So that is one thing. Yeah, 1 of 6.
Okay.
That is out this week for all of you Miller World lovers.
And also our homie Josh, he did a review on that book.
That's right. Get Valiant, Josh. Yep.
Yeah, there've already been quite a few hits on that bad boy, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those books that you know, they don't actually have a bunch of reviews for it because they don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it. So I'm glad that Joshua was able to jump all over that. But I will use my next call out because this is a book that you've been excited about. One I got on just a hair late, but Analog #3.
Yes.
I really super enjoyed my chance to read #1 here just recently. It's snarky, a lot of comedy, good violence. As you can see, outstanding snipers. Gonna stab you there on the image on the cover there.
It is solid. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. It is a good call. Keep going.
I like the concept of it, and I'm excited to pick up 3. I have to go and pick up 2 as well and get caught up, but super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun to read this.
Dude, I love Jerry Dugan. Dude was hilarious when we met him at Image Expo, the writer of this. And yeah, the character is it's one of those ones, you were the one that let me know that it got optioned. Movie or TV, I don't remember which one, but that character, the main character in this book, is just perfect for it. He's a perfect made for TV, snarky, and I like the concept of it. So good call out there.
Yes. And a heck of a read. I'm looking forward to 2 and 3.
Hey, we did a review on #1 as well, too. So
that you did, yeah.
Gotta check that out. There's also another one that we've done the review on #1, and that's Oblivion Song #4. Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo De Lafici. And again, this Oblivion Song with Nathan Cole. Yeah, it is. I just noticed the main character for the Weatherman and the main character for Oblivion Song are both named Nathan. They need to get new names.
I never drew that connection. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of Nathans out on Image, brand new books. But yeah, obviously Oblivion Song, Robert Kirkman. We were just praising him for the Walking Dead stuff that he's doing with those books. And he's got another beginning. You're catching this one on the ground floor, which is nice. Will it be The Walking Dead? Probably not. I don't know if you'll ever repeat necessarily the fire that came from that, but will it be good? Yes. I think it's already, my opinion, it's already better than Outcast. And Outcast, people love Outcast and love the show.
Yeah.
But
this is a little Outcast was great because it dealt with a lot of some crazy things. This is a little more in the bizarre sci-fi realm, but the building, he does so well at building up characters and keeping you interested, keeping you turning the pages. I've heard a couple of people say, well, book #1 was a little slow. Well, that's not his forte. His forte is the long game, and the game keeps getting stronger and stronger. And so book 4, it's all crescendo. It has been from book 1. It's all crescendo.
Yeah, when you're in the game of making monthly comic books and you want to keep you don't sell the farm in the first issue. You get people intrigued and you keep them going. I mean, I think most of the guys know that, but that's the case. Yep. Hey, Alternative Comics fan Anthony jumped on. Ahmed on there. He is coming to us from all the way deep down, far away in Singapore, man. So thanks for jumping on, Muhammad.
Wow.
Get you getting on, and he's a big Valiant fan. So him and Danny are talking about getting merchandise in the UK and in Singapore. So thanks for jumping on, guys.
Yeah.
Then we also, one that I've been enjoying, the first 5 issues, Slots, another Skybound book, another Image book. This is the trade, volume 1. This is the art of Vegas. If you've ever been to Vegas, I think you'll enjoy this book because there's just so much cool connections, and the way his drawing is great. He's been around for a long time. I always say his last name wrong, Dan Pancia. Freaking great, dude. I love his art, and I should learn how to say his last name. But it still doesn't mean I can't appreciate what he does. The dude's
if somebody that happens to know Dan happens to catch this, the best way to learn how to say somebody's last name is a face-to-face meeting.
Hey, come on the show.
We go to cons often, and a lot of them up here in the Pacific Northwest.
I saw that he's going to be at a couple. I think he's at Salt. Hopefully he comes to Rose City, or come on out, buddy. We invite you to come to the Northwest and meet us out here.
Absolutely.
What else you got?
I think that's all I have. Let me see here. Boom. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna go right here with Book of Love, number 5.
Yeah, love.
We were talking about meeting people face to face. We met Justin Jordan at Emerald City Comic Con. He is a awesome dude. Very nice, very good talking guy. Very welcoming. And the thing I love about it is in the interview we had with Justin, he talked about some of the hidden meanings and underlines pieces of his story that he kind of like hides in his story for his own amusement. We kind of spotted this on Death of Love. I know Jared spotted it with the guy's name is Philo, and Philo means love, right? The brotherly love, Philadelphia. And he was kind of like, yeah, I throw in little bitty things like that. You should look for those in my books. And he was talking about when he did Luther Strode, how there was like the connections with Hercules and stuff like that are in there with those stories. So kind of cool little Easter eggs in somebody's books are always fun when somebody's doing something like that.
Little added meanings like that add to the book, and it sticks in your memory a little longer.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll let you call out this one book that we're going to probably read here, the both of us. Go for it.
Well, I don't have an image yet.
Oh, well,
that one.
There's the image.
It took a second, but now that it's up, Bloodshot Salvation. It's getting towards the end. This is where he's going to meet his 4002 counterpart, as you can see there on the right-hand portion of the screen. This arc here has been greatly anticipated by many of the Valiant and Bloodshot faithful. There have been a lot of people wanting to see how this is going to come to fruition and what this is all going to mean in the end game. And we're going to get that end game sooner rather than later. So number 10 out tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see the direction this goes. I for one love having stories in 4002.
So I'm going to probably keep this image up for the rest of the show because deep down inside I'm crying and I don't want to show you guys because, just the realization that this is book number 10. We have 11 and 12, and this will very likely be the end of Jeff Lemire on Bloodshot. Hopefully it reprises one day down the road. But with that being said, this is his last arc at this time, foreseeable future. No more Jeff Lemire. And Danny Milhouse says Jeff Lemire's a king, or at least I'm taking that by reading his little meme that he gave or whatever you call those things. But emoji. But Jeff Lemire, Dave Braithwaite, Doug Braithwaite. Yes, again, I love 4002. But the final arc of the tale that Jeff Lemire has written from Bloodshot Reborn to Bloodshot USA to Bloodshot Salvation. I think it's in position to be a great closeout to what this is to be.
Yes. And you can even go back as far as the Valiant as the start to his run on Bloodshot.
Yeah. Yep, him and Kent getting into it. So, I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it online, but I think the ultimate book of Valiant I would love to see Jeff Lemire on is Harbinger.
Yes, I think a lot of people would echo that sentiment. They want to see him on there because of some of the other things he's done, not necessarily because of the Valiant things he's done.
Black Hammer.
Yeah. Gideon Falls. I would love to see him write Pete in a mental state, if you will, that he should be in, which would be something similar to something like Gideon Falls.
Oh, dude, that supernatural type stuff. I think he would be a great Shadow Man too.
Oh yeah.
Or even a Dr. Mirage. But Harbinger is definitely one. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see a Sting book, to be honest, too. Just a Pete book.
Hey, as long as we keep getting Lemire, I'm happy with it.
Right.
But something I said and something you just said. Could we see a Lemire-led Mirage book?
I don't know. That would be
okay in my book.
You know what I mean? With his ability to do that supernatural and like just the emotional connection that he's done with Royal City. And then the Black Hammer, just his talk about death and whatnot and how he works the emotion. Yeah, and just the supernatural that he does. Yeah, Lemire on anything, to be honest. But
oh yeah, well yeah,
I'm up for anything, even Rye, anything. Just get him on a book. But give him one of your tent poles. Give him one tent pole, just like you did Bloodshot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be all right. So, yeah. Danny says Lemire on Harbinger. Take my money. Take all my money. Yes, indeed.
Echo that.
Here is my wallet. Just take it.
My credit cards. Here's all my pay stubs. You're going to be collecting all of it.
Yeah, you did a 12-issue pre-order for Bloodshot Salvation. Here, I'll sign up for the 120.
Yeah. That'd be a sign up. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, anything Lemire, dude. I'm a big, huge fan of him. His writing, not just on what he's done with Bloodshot, but what he's done with his career. The dude's freaking great. Descender, I love Descender too. So he could do a good sci-fi story too. Mm-hmm. But all around, man, some good books this week, man. Lots of reading, lots of picture books to kind of look at some pictures, and see what's out there. So
yeah.
And then the excitement of what Valiant has coming in the future. We didn't get the Summit, but we did get Valiant Beyond release. And not to mention, it's not listed there, but I said earlier, the Britannia, Lost Eagle of Rome. That's one that we already know about. It's coming soon. We don't have anything in October or January. Or January, we got Death of Toyo Harada.
Right.
They didn't mention that in there. So that's a January book. So maybe we'll get something in October.
That wouldn't be bad. I would
because July we're getting Britannia, and I don't think we have a new book for August either, do we?
No.
Maybe there's something still in the works, I'm hoping. Cross my fingers. I still want to see some Harbinger stuff come out, especially after Harbinger Wars.
Yes. Just maybe at the conclusion of the Livewire book, give Lemire a chance to write. Kick it down the road. I don't care. Give Lemire 36 issues of Harbinger. I think there's enough people clamoring for it. They're chomping at the bit for it. 36 issues is something that would have a strong selling, especially if you pushed like Exo Manowar.
Better yet, we had the Valiant, right?
Right.
And our writers on the Valiant were Jeff Lemire and
Matt Kent.
You kind of following me now?
Mm-hmm.
Have those two team up on a Harbinger book, an ongoing?
The Aftermath, according to the kids.
Oh, man.
Subtract Livewire, but the Aftermath, according to the kids, spin up, and then Lemire takes off with the book after that, just like the Valiant and Bloodshot Reborn.
Right. I mean, that would just be pretty cool because you think about that. They did it in August. There's August, September, October, November, and then January.
Summer of 2019.
I would be all for that with those dudes. Those two creators do whatever they want. In the interview we had with Matt Kent, he did say he had a pitch out to Valiant.
Right.
I don't know if that was when Warren was still the editor-in-chief, but I would assume if he's got a pitch out and he's open, he would still run for it, or anybody would take it.
The way it's looking now, Exo is going to be going strong past 24, which
pre-orders coming out for the next pre-order.
Yeah, you can get the pre-order starting tomorrow for 19 through 22. The story is it's transitioning and picking up even more steam. One thing that we could be getting that could be a surprise, I still believe that Psylords is a possibility. And yeah, I think 2019, I think they're going to hold their cards a little closer to the vest. I think their surprises may be a little more ta-da, surprisey, just like this last foursome was. So we shall see.
We are still missing the Eternal Brothers.
Yeah, and while I think there's a little bit of a call for Eternal Warrior, I think I would rather see Eternal Warrior in a 4002 book.
Yeah, and I'm just missing the Archer and Armstrong.
Yeah.
Their humor is great. I am missing some Archer and Armstrong. And I'd like to see, I don't know, get Fred Van Lente back. I haven't heard of him doing a whole lot lately. Get him back. I always get Fred back. And then Danny pulls out and he asks, what about Savage? You know, and that's.
Where's Savage?
I would love a Savage.
Where? Well, you know what? Maybe we need to start every week with up in the top, top corner over here, or the top corner over here, and just ask, where's Savage?
Right.
Where's Savage?
Where's Savage? What's up with Savage? You know, that was one thing I asked in a panel at Emerald City to Warren. And I asked him, you know, has he talked to B. Claymore lately? And he says, I have talked to B. Claymore. And so, I mean, he's like, I can't get much into it, but I can tell you, I have talked to B. Claymore. And, you know, I'm sure he wasn't meaning necessarily literally, but I think he was, you know, he knew what I was asking.
Right.
And, talking about Savage too, and possibility of that. So hopefully it got further down the road. There's a pitch that's out there that Valiant's going to take.
That would be amazing.
Yep. That's such great story. It was underrated, undersold. But it was a great story, and it could be, I could see that being a good one down the road. So,
yeah.
Yep. Cool, man. Well, that's Hoodoo TV. Thanks for listening to our moving bodies of bones, sack of bones talk about comic books, some Valiant stuff, some books, man.
Some books. Yeah. We touched on just about everything that's out there that we could.
Dude, I just remembered I forgot one book that I really wanted to talk about.
Oh, get it out there quick.
Dang it. That would be Aftershock, and it is Garth Ennis, A Walk Through Hell #2.
Ah, yes.
#1 was freaking awesome, dude. Freaking awesome. And this is going to be a twisted David Mack story. Almost forgot about that one. Loved that one. There's my Aftershock. Walk Through Hell #2, Garth Ennis. So.
And here in a couple weeks, little forecasting here in a couple weeks, you, me, Ace Comic-Con, they're in Seattle. Look for us, find us. We'll be wandering around. We'll be talking to as many people as we possibly can.
Yeah, we'll be the dudes hanging out with Hemmingsworth and little Spider-Man, little Tom. You know, we'll be those dudes.
Yeah.
I just saw that Matthew Lillard's going to be there. I'm actually kind of stupidly excited about Matthew Lillard. What makes me happy about the dude is they say you can go up, talk to him, and get an autograph and a picture, and all you need is your general admission ticket.
Really?
Wow. What's the kid's name? Tom, whatever, plays Spider-Man. It's like $300 for a picture.
No.
So yeah, to me, like, go. Yeah, I'll say hi to Lillard. Matthew Lillard, I'll go say hi to you. But read some comics, guys. Check out some stuff. Check out the Animosity. Check out the books. Write in the book comments down below what you guys are reading, what you guys suggest us read, what you liked last week, what you're liking this week. But yeah, what book are you reading? Which one of those Image books that we talk about today that you are the most excited to read? I'm interested to see. And then check out that Weatherman review, Analog review, Oblivion Song. A lot of these books that are out, we have reviews, kind of get you, if you haven't read them, to kind of give you an idea what the first ones are about. But thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thanks, Moose.
Peace.